Oh man, good morning. It's 12 o'clock. I just woke up from a nap. I don't generally like taking naps because they make me more tired. Oh, hi. I thought you were upstairs. I was just recording my vlog. I haven't recorded one in a couple of days. Yes, get thee hence. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing you. Alright, anyway. Look, origami paper. Anyway. I took a nap because Aiden once again woke me up at 4 this morning, just like randomly, Mommy, I'm scared. So I'm just like, get up, play on your iPad. Like tired. He has still been doing that. I've had like 2 days in a row where he didn't do that, and then he did it again this morning. And I'm just like, he has the freaking full light on in his room at night, and like he can sleep with his brother. I don't know. I don't think he's actually scared. I think he just uses that as an excuse when he doesn't want to do something, because he'll say it for like, oh, let's brush your teeth, or oh, let's tie your shoes, or I don't know, whatever. I know, my background is so messy. We actually did repaint the wall over by the stairs. We finally did the chalk paint or whatever, so that the kids can draw on there. Like, this door was like that when we moved here, so it's like that kind of thing where it's like chalk and it's easier to wipe off. Of course, once we did that, the kids had like no desire to draw on the wall anymore. But yeah, I had to get up anyway because, well, first of all, it's not good to sleep too much because you can't sleep at night. But also, then I have an appointment at 1:30 with a video chat with that sleep doctor I talked to. Oh God, like a month and a half ago. That was just like a random referral from my new PCP to see, about why I keep getting my long COVID headache. And she was just like, I don't know, maybe you're just not sleeping well. I don't know. It's weird. And so I had done a sleep test some weeks ago where I brought a machine home and I slept with it in my nose. And I took antihistamines before I did the test because with my deviated septum, my nose is almost always stuffed. Like it's pretty stuffed right now. I asked him about the deviated septum. Basically, like, this nostril works. This one is completely sealed off, and it's been that way since I was born. And I was like, so I should probably get surgery, right? Which my husband has wanted me to do for a long time because he says I snore, which, newsflash, he snores really fucking loud. But anyway, and the doctor said that usually they don't operate on like a deviated septum unless they really, really have to. But we'll see what the results are because, you wear the breathing thing at night, and I'm just like, yeah, but it's really hard to breathe through my nose, so I don't know what the breathing test is really going to say. But he irritated me when I had the first chat, though, because it was like, he mentioned the headache. Or, he asked, like, have you had any weight gain changes? And I'm like, well, over, like, the last half year, I've gained about 10 pounds. And he's like, oh, maybe that's why you have your headache. And it's like, I've had my headache for 2 years, but nice try. Oh, man. Anyway, because before that, I've been, like, 135 pounds. Like, even when I was pregnant, I went up to 140. I don't know. Yeah. I wanna lose weight, but at the same time, like, I resent, all the, like, oh, women have to be, like, super skinny and blah, blah, blah. I was, walking through the mall on Saturday, where I got a PS5, and, like, I was passing by some, stores, and I was like, the clothes are so cute, but I would never fit them. Zoe Kravitz would fit them, I saw her, I watched the beginning of the Batman because it's on HBO, and I was like, how is she, like, she's so fucking skinny. How is she, I don't know. People used to say that about me, they're like, you're so skinny. I'm like, I don't try to be. I was so lucky. But again, fuck beauty standards saying that women have to be super thin, I always said that I liked the, like, Botticelli Titian, I think his name is. Different artist than Botticelli or whatever, where they would draw the women with a little cushion for the pushing, which, is healthier than being anorexic, of course. Fat does serve a purpose. You know, too much fat is not good, but you are supposed to have a little bit of fat for warmth and for energy storage, you know. Anyway, so yeah, Saturday, I had called earlier in the week to ask if they were having any more PS5s come in at GameStop, and they said, yeah, we're having some come in on Saturday. And I was like, oh, cool, what time should I show up? And they were like, well, the earlier the better. We open at 10, so, and like it's in a mall. The mall doesn't even open until like 8:30 anyway. And I wasn't going to show up till like 9, except that once again, Aiden woke me up super early, and I was just like, fine, I'll just go there. I went there at like 8:30, and Matthew brought the kids too. Like, I was like, you don't have to, but he brought them and like walked them around the mall. So, you know, I had to wait for like an hour and a half, and I brought my e-reader, where I'm still very slowly reading Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow, which is about how he was working for NBC, and he was working on the Harvey Weinstein story that basically, you know, started the Me Too movement or whatever, and like NBC killed the story because they were all like friends with Harvey Weinstein. It's just like very interesting, and you know, the way he wrote it's sort of spy thriller-esque, where I'm like, how much of this is embellished? But anyway, slowly reading that, and I brought my Nintendo Switch, and then I ended up spending the whole time just talking to people in line anyway, which was kind of fun. I forced myself to hand out my Sari Got Game business card to the ones that were there. Not when the line got super long, but when it was just 5 people, I handed it out, and I was like, I feel really awkward, but you know, I'm trying to like let people know about my channel or whatever. And they all asked about the website, because on the card, their old cards, they say sarigotgame.com, but then it also says like Twitch, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's not working right now, but if you look up Sari Got Game on like Twitter and YouTube and everything, you should find it. But yeah, then after that was done, I texted my web dev friend. I was like, I need to make a website for Sari Got Game. And she's like, sure, when? I'm like, not right now. But yeah, I was finding people in line. The 2 guys that were in the front, one of them was wearing a mask, and I was like talking about, you know, how, I don't know, like I've been sick like almost nonstop since the mask mandate dropped, because it's like no one wears masks anymore. And I was like, I'm glad, you know, it's cool that you're wearing one. And he was like, oh, well, I have a little bit of a cold and I don't want to give it to people, because like his friend didn't have one. And I was like, that's really cool. Like, you know, I've always said that, like, I like how Asian countries had that model long before COVID, where if you're sick, you wear a mask so you don't cough germs all over everyone. You know, God forbid people think of others when they're sick. And meanwhile, you know, middle of a pandemic, and we still can't get how very large, especially now, but a very large percentage of our country to give a shit and wear a mask, even if they're not worried about it, just to not give COVID to others. Fucking selfish, stupid Americans. But anyway, so yeah, I talked to people, and one of the guys in line was like, well, if you get the vaccine, it makes the virus stronger. And I was just like, not gonna get into it. Like, obviously, you know, I didn't have my materials in front of me, plus I was waiting in line with these people, and I just didn't want to I can't convince them. You know, if you're gonna believe that 2.5 years into the thing or whatever, you can't be reached. Anyway, so yeah, I went in and got my PS5, and it came with Horizon. It also came with Gran Turismo 7, which I have zero interest in. I don't really care about racing games. The only racing game that I will sometimes play, well, Mario Kart, but I'm not crazy about it. It's just, you know, it's good to play with other people. Or some old ones like Wave Race was fun. I don't know why. Maybe occasionally ones where you can like do stunts or whatever, but yeah, I'm just not really a racing game fan. But anyway, so I was thinking of maybe doing a giveaway for it. I don't know. I told the GameStop employee that I wasn't interested. He's like, oh, it's really cool because like it'll resist when you pull on the triggers depending on what kind of car you're driving and stuff. And I'm just like, but it's racing. I don't care about racing games. And then I also bought Elden Ring for PS5, which I had been waiting until I got a new gen console because I wanted to just maximize graphics and loading time and everything like that. And then of course it was Saturday, so I had my live stream after we got home. And I have a HDMI dongle. I call it a dongle because it's got the main thing, and then it's got a little cord and then the USB attachment. which I traded my friend for because originally I had the one that goes straight in and it blocks off the side USB ports, which really sucks on a laptop with 3 USB ports. One on one side, 2 on the other. I do have a hub, but it's only 4, and I don't know, just, yeah. So I traded from. But it has like a 1.5 second delay, which is really difficult to play games with, especially a game like Elden Ring, where, you know, pairing and everything like that is super dependent on you being able to time it correctly. So I played for like an hour during my stream, but the whole time I'm like dying left and right, and I'm like, guys, it's not me, it's the delay. I actually didn't die that often. And then I spent like the rest of the stream going back to other, oh god, sorry, to other indie games like that insanely twisted Shadow Planet, I think it's called, one that's pretty fun, where you're like this little space alien and you go around and it's like puzzle solving, but it's just kind of a weird aesthetic and it's kind of fun. I think I'm almost done with it. I was gonna play Horizon, except that when I started it on the PS5, it had a like 4 gigabyte update, and it like wanted to install the disc, and I'm like, okay, so I started it and it like hadn't even finished after 3 more hours of the stream, so haven't started it yet. And I don't want to start it off stream because I know that some of my followers are excited to see me react to it and stuff like that. So, so yeah, I played a little bit of Elden Ring later, after you know the stream was over, and I gotta say it's kind of easy so far. I mean, definitely compared to like other Soul games, because I do like the Dark Souls series. I started with Demon Souls. I'm not like crazy about it. Like, it is a hard game. I'm not gonna be like, you know, just get good, or like fucking shut up. It's funny that my mom played Dark Souls too. Like, she was terrible at it, but she just, you know, she would just pluck along at it. I know most people like Bloodborne, and I don't like Bloodborne as much because I always had a really hard time with the gunshot thing where you're supposed to do it right before they hit you. So I always just played like a thief character and tried to avoid getting hit in the first place. But anyway, got a zit like right on the back of my fucking ear and it hurts. My face, like, it's like the closer we get to VidCon, the worse my acne is. I'm just like, why? I don't think I'm stressed particularly. I'm excited. I'm nervous. My dad's the one that's stressed. He's like, oh god, it's almost time. Because, you know, he has his agoraphobia and stuff. And I'm just like, Dad, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm actually trying to get some, like, Valium or something from his doctor. He has one kind of anxiety pill, but he doesn't take it very often. Which I keep telling him, like, Dad, you have anxiety. Let's treat it. When we're about to go out, take a pill because you know you're going to need it. Anyway, I want to try to get him something a little more intense if I can. But, you know, doctors are very, like, nervous about assigning things, which, you know, they should be. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I still got plenty of time. I was like, oh, shit, my sleep thing, but it's not till 1:30. It's only 12:50. 12:15. Blech. Maybe I could play a little Elden Ring while I wait. But, yeah, you know, I haven't really played that much. I think I fought like one boss, so, you know, maybe it gets a lot harder or whatever, but like the sneaking is a lot easier and stuff like that too. And you can jump, which is so weird to me that you can jump in a Souls game without having to like make it a you know, attacking jump. But meanwhile, there isn't a run and attack. Like, you can jump and then awkwardly attack on the way down, which just feels really weird. But maybe with different weapons it's different. I don't know. But yeah, so Saturday, you know, I was doing my live stream, and then after my live stream, Gutsurker and his girlfriend came down. Gutsurker is a follower that found me like a year ago on Plexstorm, which was a video gaming or whatever streaming place that allowed female nipples. Actually allowed full-on porn, but they emphasized that you can't just be having sex. It has to be like tied into the stream in some way. I did not have sex, but I used it for Topless live streaming. And they closed because they like pay, like they Trusted Investors or so, I don't remember what it was, but they closed, a while ago. But before they closed, Gutzerker found me on there. And there's actually a new service that's been around for a couple of months that I haven't tried out yet called Joystick TV. And a lot of the people that were on Plexstorm went over to it. And I do want to try it. It's just I'm trying to get other stuff done first. And like shit always happens that makes it hard to get stuff done, like not sleeping. So I took a nap and now I got a doctor's appointment, something like that. Anyway, so I want to do that eventually. But anyway, so Gutzerker and his girlfriend came down, and originally we were hoping that they would come down earlier, but they came down pretty late. And so it's like by the time they came down, we were already trying to put the kids to bed. And Gutzerker and his girlfriend are on a very different time schedule than me. They go to sleep at like 4 or 5 in the morning and don't get up till like noon. Or later. And like I was aware of it, but I was still hoping that they would get down a little earlier so we would have a little bit of time to hang out before putting the kids to bed. Like I would have cut my, he could have come on and been part of the live stream, or I would have just cut it off early or whatever. But I didn't get there till late, and so we were like trying to put the kids to bed, and like I don't know, it was just messy, annoying, because like the kids of course were like, oh my god, people, and Aiden was super fucking difficult about putting him down. Like he just was screaming, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, which again, he does that when he doesn't want to do something, so I don't really think it's fear. And like even it was, I'm in there, I'm singing like an hour of songs to him, I'm giving him back rubs, I'm just like trying to get him to calm down, and then as soon as I walk away he starts crying again. And so Matthew and I were like kind of tag teaming every half hour to try to get him down or whatever. And I was a little irritated when I was out in the living room and Gutzerker was like, well, maybe they're learning manipulation. And like, I don't, I've talked before about like me not meaning something to be irritating. And like he was saying he does the same thing too. And, it's fine. Like we all fucking say things we regret or whatever. And I probably overreacted. Like I didn't really do anything, but I was just like, I'm doing my best. Like, it is triggering for me when people are like, intimating I'm a bad parent. And I mean, basically no one's ever said you're a bad parent, but it's just like, I'm so hyper aware of, not being patient enough and just, I don't know, fucking up because every kid is different, and the way you try to apply, parenting tips, can be flawed or whatever. And it's just, I read a lot of parenting blogs and stuff like that, and I'll like try to change up my tactics and nothing really seems to work, or it works and then they go through another phase and it doesn't work anymore. And Aiden he's turning 4 in June, and he has been in like the terrible twos for like most of his life, it feels like. And yet the first year I called him my Buddha baby because he was so chill, and then he just became a monster. But he's still like super cute when he's not being a monster. Like it's very Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Anyway, but yeah, so they stayed over, and basically Matthew and Guts' girlfriend went out to the hot tub, and Gutzerker stayed inside and was watching me play Elden Ring. And because he says he doesn't really play games. Like he doesn't really watch shows or anything like that. What he likes to do is he likes to watch live streamers. And so it's like, well, it's like I'm live streaming live, right in front of you. It was funny though, because like we were all like, he and I were having ciders, and Matthew was having a lot of Bloody Marys. Like we had a giant vodka bottle that he bought a week ago, and it went from like, it's like this thick around, and it went from like here down to here. And I'm just like, holy shit, Matthew. But anyway, so he was out backyard talking to Gut's girlfriend, and I was inside with Gut. And it's funny because like there's these goats in the main like beginning area of Elden Ring that I was walking around, and I was like, that goat just rolled. And Philip's like, sorry, Gut's name is Philip. He's like, what? No, like thinking I'm just like drunk or something. I'm like, no, it rolled. And then another one rolled, and he's like, it really did roll. It's just so random. They're like, walk, 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 roll. And it's just, I don't know, it looks goofy. And it's just a very interesting decision by the Elden Ring design team. But, and then I joked and was like, and we'll always have the goat rolling this goat rolling moment together. But And then like after I was tipsy enough that I was like, okay, like I was about to just kind of save and exit Elden Ring, but oops, I went to go to the bonfire to exit, and all of a sudden I had this whole tutorial on leveling up, and I'm just like, no, I just want to go to bed. So I got to go through all that again. Because basically, like, the way the tutorial is, if you open a menu for the first time, it's like, tutorial! And I'm like, I didn't want a crafting tutorial right now, I just want to go to bed. But yeah, so I got out, and then someone on Twitter had recommended the Astro's Playground, PS5 thing that's a launch title, and it's a full-on game. I thought it was just going to be like a little tech demo, but it's actually a full-on game with like little collecting coins or whatever, and you play as this little robot, and there's like all these, I guess you call them Easter egg, but they're so plentiful that it's not really an Easter egg. References to past PlayStation consoles and peripherals and game characters, and that was kind of fun. Because like I saw Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn and the Last of Us characters, which I still haven't even really played. I've played the beginning of the first one, and I just always got freaked out and stopped. So that's on my someday maybe playlist, because I know it's supposed to be a really good game. Zombies are scary. But anyway, and like Kratos with the paint, and my brain is not working. Leon Kennedy and the other one from the first Resident Evil, like peeking through a door and shooting at, I assume, Albert Wesker. Like, they don't have faces; they're little robots, so you have to guess by their costume and their accent. Anyway, Solid Snake hiding in a box. Alucard hiding in a coffin. You hit the coffin and he like throws the lid back. He's like, "What?" Looks at his clock and then goes back to bed. And so after I finished playing, I looked up a thing that was like listing all the different characters. But anyway, so yeah, we're playing like that, and then like at like 1 a.m, I'm like, okay, the kids are gonna be up early. I'm just gonna go to bed. So I like gave them the controller, and they were playing the Astro World or whatever, and I went to bed, and I put in my earplugs and stuff. And I was able to sleep. Matthew was still out in the spa, and the backyard where the spa is right on the other side of the wall of our bed, so I could hear his voice booming through. But I was tired enough that I was able to sleep. And then I woke up, a few hours later when Matthew went to bed, because he was just like, collapse! And started snoring really loudly at like 4 or 5. And then Aiden kept crying and waking me up from like 5 on, and it's just like, fuck it. And then, they're sleeping on an air mattress in the living room, and the rest of us are like trying to tiptoe around. And actually the kids were relatively good. I mean, aside from not letting me sleep, they weren't super noisy, which was a nice happenstance. But then finally at like noon, I'm like, well, time to make breakfast, because it's like, Jesus Christ, people. Like, I knew that they sleep in or whatever, but it was just like, I was tired of tiptoeing. And like, they needed to get up anyway, because the reason they spent the night is that there's a reptile show this weekend, and a while ago Philip had expressed an interest in going to a reptile show, but because of his whole getting up at noon or whatever, and up in Olympia, he has a motorcycle and he has an electric car, and his electric car needs to charge like every 20 to 30 minutes. So coming down takes a lot, and it's like 20 minutes per charge. So he has to stop. It's like an hour and a half maybe drive if you don't have to stop, but because he does, he has to stop off every half hour and then wait another half hour to charge. So it takes a long time to come down. And then the convention is down in Hillsborough, which is like another hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on traffic, southwest of us. So it was like, if you didn't wake up till noon, didn't get to us till at 3, and then took another hour because the convention closed at 4. So we spent the night. Anyway, whatever. We went down. We went to the reptile show, walked around a bit. I was good. I did not buy any reptiles. I only got with some driftwood and some more isopods, some more little roly-polies, because I had some that I had bought, and somehow they I don't know what I did wrong, but they all died. So this time I got a few more. And I got some more small plants to put in the terrarium that is currently empty, except for the tank within a tank has my beta, and then there's a hermit crab, although I haven't checked on the hermit. I still put the food in there and I change the water and stuff, but like the hermit crab stays buried all the time and I don't want to stress it out, so I don't like to unbury it, but it's like I almost never see it, so it's probably dead. The hermit crabs are a bit challenging, apparently. Anyway, and then on the way back, Hillsborough also has like a large Asian area and with like grocery stores and stuff, so we stopped off at the Asian, the big supermarket, Hijamu or something like that. I can't remember. It starts with an H. And once again, I went overboard getting like mochi and dango and shrimp chips. I accidentally bought 2 bags of sriracha flavored shrimp chips because I didn't see it say sriracha down at the bottom. So I bought it and I was just like, oops. Like I'll probably eat it just like in really small amounts. And some toys for the kids because they had all a bunch of like cute little toys and they had all these like little kits for like little tiny dinos and stuff. Oh yeah, so at the convention I told Link he could have one thing under $20 and I kept trying to get him to pick something a little more interesting, but nope, there was one guy down at the corner that randomly had toys that had nothing to do with reptiles. He had like Hot Wheels and stuff, and of course Link wanted a Hot Wheel and I'm just like, no, buy this. And so I pointed at this Lego set that was $20 that was, you could change it. It was a T-Rex or a pterodactyl or a triceratops, and like you use the same parts or whatever. And I told him very strictly, these Legos stay separate from the rest of your Legos because it's a kit. Because I bought him kits before, like Minecraft little ones and stuff like that, and he always just mixes all his Legos together and builds whatever he wants, which is fine. But like I want him to try to build a kit. So one of these days I'm going to try to build it with him or whatever. But yeah. And like I said, I got some origami paper because I was like, I used to do origami a long time ago. I had this like little square by square sized paper, and I would make like little tiny things. I wasn't like super good at it, but you know. And now there's video tutorials to follow, so I don't have to like try to figure it out based on pictures. So, all right. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a busy weekend, and you know, it was nice to have some socialization, but also, holy fuck, it's nice to not have people at my house. to not have to like tiptoe around, to not feel like I have to entertain them, to not base my schedule around them. Like it's just, yeah, I like socialization in small amounts. But you know, it was fun. It's just, I wish that we had a guest house or something so I could go sleep over there. All right. Yeah, so I gotta get ready for my sleep consultation. I don't know if I'm gonna be too useful today because I'm, you know, I took the nap, so I'm not like dead tired, but now I'm still just all like, which is what happens when I take a nap. And I can't stop yawning, even though I slept for like, I don't know, it was fitful sleep. So unfortunately, you know, I don't know how much rest I actually got, but yes, I do feel bad taking a nap when Matthew's at work. But at least last night, Matthew basically went to bed. Like, we got home from the convention and everything at, like, 6, because we didn't get to the convention until, like, 1:30, and then we were there for, like, an hour, and then we were at the grocery store. Whatever. Anyway, basically, as soon as we got back from the convention, Matthew went to bed, and Philip and his girlfriend went to the hot tub while I tried to put the kids to bed. Took a while. Aiden was fighting. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. I'm gonna go try to eat something. I don't know. Like I said, I want to lose weight, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck the beauty conventions or whatever. So, I'm tired. Okay, I gotta drink some coffee. Bye.